once mighty army of Azeroth lay among the blackened and charred remains of Stormwind Keep. Those that escaped fled across the Great Sea, bringing tales of the suffering they had faced at the hands of the Orcish Hordes. Eager to engage in battle once again, the Orcs constructed ships of war to bear them across the Great Sea. The Orcish warriors yearned for the sounds of battle to fill the air and looked to the far horizon for new blood to spill. Using the weapons forged by their new allies, the humans made haste to prepare for the onslaught. While Dwarven cannon were being loaded, others armed themselves with Elven steel and mail. United in arms with new allies against a common foe, mankind stands at the shores of destiny and awaits the coming of the tides of darkness.
The Horde is preparing to launch an assault against the mainland of Lordaeron. Orgrim Doomhammer, war chief of the Orcish Hordes and ruler of the Blackrock clan, has ordered you to establish a small outpost on Lordaeron's southern shores. To secure the Zul'Dare region as Doomhammer demands, you will need to construct a barracks and several farms to feed your troops. Your success may help us determine the extent of the pathetic human defenses and what resistance they can offer against our forces. Our spies report that a band of human soldiers have captured a war party led by Troll Commander Zul'Jin and have taken them to a secret prison near the township of Hillsbrad. Seeing an opportunity to place these captives in debt to the Horde, Doomhammer sends you to ransom Zul'Jin and his trolls and return them to their own encampment nearby. The war chief believes that this raid upon the unsuspecting prison will strike terror into the hearts of those who would dare resist the Horde. What you want me to keep, huh? You the boss. Okay. You the boss. In preparation for a final strike on Hillsbrad, the war chief directs you to begin construction of facilities for the Orcish Armada near the South Shore region. Zul'Jin and his trolls, eager to take revenge upon the humans who imprisoned them, have agreed to aid the Horde by supplying axe throwers and destroyers to assist in defending your South Shore operation. A shipyard must be constructed in order to build our wave riders, and you will need much of the black liquid known as oil to build your fleet. Our assault on Hillsbrad cannot begin until your task is completed. Now that the Armada is well supplied with the precious black substance that your tankers have amassed, Doomhammer feels it is time to make a gruesome example of Hillsbrad. With the aid of new foundry sites that allow you to construct more advanced ships, you may build transports to deliver your forces across the channel to the cowering human settlement. All who oppose the Horde must be taught a harsh lesson. Leave no one alive. Okay. We're being attacked! worship of Hillsbrad has been decimated, and throughout the human kingdoms, the rumors of impending doom spread like wildfire. Warchief Doomhammer is pleased with your success and has deemed you worthy of a more difficult task. Troubles have arisen in the Dwarven lands of Cosmodan. A task force of Stromguard warriors have laid siege to Dun Modra, a vital staging area for Horde troops. You are to retake Dun Modra and then bring your forces to bear against Stromguard's nearby island citadel of Tol Barad. I know the captain. Doomhammer has sent word that the Ogre Mage Cho'Gall, chieftain of the Twilight's Hammer clan, is personally inspecting the refinery at Grimbatal. Cho'Gall and his convoy will be traveling through the Badlands of Cosmodan, and an ambush by Stromguard warriors is expected. The War Chief expects you to safeguard Cho'Gall and his minions through this region. Should he die, your life will be forfeit as well. Cho'Gall reports that the Cosmodan refineries are well maintained and fulfilling their quotas. The Horde will now have more than enough oil to mount a fierce campaign in the lands far to the north. Only the troublesome human defenders of Stromguard remain to be dealt with before sending the Horde on its next sojourn. The human fleet has captured a group of our transports just south of Stromguard. Recapture these vessels and then lay waste to their capital. We're being attacked! Your forces have been assigned to an area along the southern border of the Elven kingdom of Quel'Thalas. Gul'dan, hoping to sow the seeds of chaos among the human and elven allies, has located a mysterious elven artifact near the keep of Cardero. This huge, monolithic runestone is guarded by a human castle on the small island located in the middle of Darrowmere Lake. You must destroy the forces that guard this relic and gain control of the runestone for use by the Horde.
Yes, master.
With the capture of the Elven runestone, Gul'dan has been able to warp the power it contains to mutate an entire legion of his loyal and ruthless ogres into wielders of arcane magics. Along with this transformation, these ogre magi have been granted deadly magics and a malicious cunning rivaling that of Gul'dan himself. You are to employ the ogre magi in the creation and defense of a fortress at the mouth of Tears Bay, cutting off the human supply lines into Quel'Thalas. Work complete. Stratholme, the chief source of Alliance oil in the north, is preparing to deliver massive amounts of oil to the kingdoms in western Lordaeron. You must sabotage their refineries and platforms to halt this shipment. Once Stratholme's ability to gather and process oil is destroyed, proceed to crush any and all resistance offered by the Alliance. Destruction of Stratholme, the Alliance supply lines to Quel'Thalas have been severed. Only a handful of human and elven defenders remain to safeguard the ancient elf kingdom from the onslaught of the Horde. The enchanted domain of the elves has inspired Gul'dan to unleash his most perverted creation, the Death Knights. Born from the corpses of the fallen knights of Azeroth, These once proud defenders of humanity now serve the Horde in a blasphemous state of eternal undeath, conjuring dark spells of necromantic horror upon their terrified foes. These Death Knights seek to unleash their wrath upon any foolish enough to stand in their way.
Right away. Yes, Master. Right away, yes, of course. Yes, Master. Right away, yes, Master.
The Northlands have fallen, and now only the western regions of Lordaeron stand defiant before the ultimate supremacy of the Horde, as the Orc clans prepare for their final massive campaign against the weakening Alliance. The War Chief sends you ill tidings. Gul'dan and his Stormreaver clan have betrayed the Horde and coerced the Twilight's Hammer clan to set sail and search for an ancient tomb said to be buried beneath the waves. An infiltrator under the direction of Doomhammer reports that Gul'dan has indeed raised volcanic islands from the ocean floor and thus has opened a hidden vault. While it is unknown what the Great Warlock has released from this tomb, the War Chief has issued this command: destroy the renegade clans and return with the head of Gul'dan. The hour of judgment is close at hand as the Orcish Hordes stand ready to sweep across this domain like a pestilence and seize the capital of Lordaeron. Standing vigilant above the plains like the descending arm of Twilight itself is the violent citadel of Dalaran. The citadel, serving as sanctum and haven to the mages of Lordaeron, is the last barrier between the Orcs and their subjugation of humanity. Manifested in the combined magical prowess of all mages within the Alliance, this place must fall for the Horde to conquer Lordaeron. Fortunately, Orgrim Doomhammer has saved his greatest weapon, ready to unleash it upon the unsuspecting Alliance at just this moment. Dragons.
Work complete. Master.
We're being attacked!
Very making.
The alabaster parapets of Lordaeron's capital loom before you in the distance. The proud, defiant armies of the Alliance stand resolute in their final, fleeting moments. All that remains is the shrill, clarion call to battle and the fulfillment of our destiny. The tides of darkness are now at hand. The victory pyres burn high into the twilight skies covering the ruined capital of Lordaeron. Your success has led Orgrim Doomhammer, War Chief of the Orcish Hordes, to elevate you to the station of Warlord, thus giving you power and the command of your own clan. The Alliance has finally been crushed, with all those surviving being slain and cremated as is dictated by the rituals. At long last, Azeroth and all of its lands belong to the thunderous force known to those foolish enough to stand in its way as the Horde.